It's 3 o'clock here on Saturday, August 8th, and I hope everybody is well. I'm changed the angle again because I wanted to stand. I play the acoustic better standing up, I think. And, but it's so darn hot. I've turned off the air conditioner to Amy Alt, so you don't hear an annoying clanking sound, I hope. And I'm using that new Blue Yeti mic over here. I don't know if it's strong enough to pick this up. I gotta get in close. I tried playing the acoustic through the little amp there, but there's a lot of noise in the signal. I don't know. Stuff's always breaking down, isn't it? This is for Richard Timms. His birthday is tomorrow. He's been a really wonderful supporter of my solo concerts for months and months now, and a contributor to the PayPal fund. And so this is for Richard. He requested some acoustic numbers, so I'm going to oblige him here. Okay, Richard, I hope you enjoyed that in Herefordshire, United Kingdom. Caroline was correcting my poor pronunciation earlier. I hope I got it right. Yes, you know, the English language doesn't come so natural to us Yankees here, but she, on the other hand, is has a very peculiar accent herself. I mean, English people have a hard time understanding her frequently, and but she loves watching any show on Masterpiece Theatre, any show that has a British accent featured prominently. Caroline will be watching avidly, including tonight. What is it? Midsummer. Okay, we have that to look forward to. She's big on all those Brit shows, and I was getting a charge on my Chase bank account for $5.99 every month, and I called them up. I said, "This has got to be some mistake. What is this?" They said, "Oh, somebody ordered BritBox, which is a cable service, a streaming service," and it turned out to be Caroline, that naughty Caroline. Anyway, so I'd like to tune up a little bit for the second number I'll do for Richard. And he's a big fan of the records I've done with my friend Tony Dejo in Hungary, or Dejo Tony, as they would say over there. And Tony is a great guy who played and still plays with a band called Tudoshock, aka The Scientists. And one of my first trips to across Europe was in the company of my friend Eric Don, who I hope is watching. And Eric is an artist and a metal sculptor. He also possesses a really cool van which he kitted out for me to repose in the back of for a rather lengthy tour where we covered, I don't know, he's written me recently, 10,000 kilometers or some staggering amount of road to get from A to B to C and back again. And we went as far as Budapest on this trip. I'd played there before at Petofi Hall. I really love Budapest. It's one of my favorite cities. And anyway, I was at that night headlining a show in an old communist youth club that had been converted to a music venue. And opening was this band, The Scientists, Tudoshock, who were quite fun, very noisy bunch of guys. And Tony and I bonded, as I did with the other guy, Dr. Mariash, and the other members of this aggregation. And then, we've corresponded and played together on numerous occasions. They came to New York. I tried to get them a gig at the Knitting Factory, which went largely unpromoted. I'm sorry. All these years later, I tried. Yes, you know how hard it is, you musicians out there. And then he contacted me to do a record or two. I did two with him a couple of years ago. The first under the name Pearly Clouds. That's where this next piece comes from. And then we did a record called Gary and Tony Go Nuts with a Z, which is more on the order of free jazz. And the other one is kind of psychedelic Hungarian folk music. I can't really describe it beyond that. With a great traditional folk singer named Enikő Szabó, who's a big star in Hungary, and played in some on the soundtrack of if you know Bela Tar's work, Bela, the master of the long take. There's another Hungarian director, Jansko, who I think he kind of derived that technique from. I mean, I can think of some other cinematic examples, but Enikő's on some soundtracks of this guy, but sticks basically to I got a tune up here. Yeah. Anyway, this is called My Snow White. That sweet spot. I'm trying with the mic and also with the tuning. I put some new strings on this baby, so you wouldn't have to suffer over there. I don't know. Some people are really have acutely good hearing, but I don't know. I was given the French horn to play because I got a perfect score on a musical aptitude test. One of the things that it tested was my sense of pitch. and so it hurts my ears when I'm out of tune too. But because I use light gauge strings and it's hot and there's all sorts of factors I can't control, these things tend to go out of tune a little bit. That's a lovely chord, a lovely tune. And okay, well, so what else can I play for you, Richard? Okay, I've just the thing, because I know he's a Beefheart fan, and I am on a bunch of the Beefheart groups here, and I'm always notifying them I'm playing. And it's like the Buckley groups; they probably feel cheated when I don't do any of that music. And a complaint from the administrator of the Buckley group. I don't recall which one it was, that hadn't played any Jeff Buckley for a while, so she couldn't in good faith let me post that I was playing these shows. And you know, you can't please all the people all the time. What did Bob Dylan say? There's a good gloss on that. ain't got no special rider here. Well, I ain't got no special rider here. I ain't got nobody to love and give my care. Skip James number for you, and I would sing more, but I'm not really set up to do it yet, but hopefully by Wednesday next week, which means the Thursday show next week, I'll have a little boom mic and the old amplifier, my Roland. I used to do this with Jeff Buckley all the time, but he did the singing. And Jason Candler, my longtime buddy, saxophonist, engineer, is going to lend me a beautiful Shure 58 mic. And hopefully we'll find a sweet spot between the two amplifiers, and you'll get vocals as well as effects, electronic effects, electric guitar, which I'm going to play next, and acoustic guitar. And then everybody will be happy, and you won't complain so much in the comment. No, just kidding. And so also, what do we got to offer today especially? I have one last Trout Mask replica mask, and the first person who sends me a mere, let's say $25, okay, gets this flown out by the U.S. Postal Service while it's still functioning. How long that's going to be is anybody's guess. It's a beauty. It's got Cal Schenkel's classic Trout Mask design from that classic album. I think you can see it right side up here. A little closer. Okay, it's a beauty. It's not a full frontal mask because it's hard to speak through the fishnet. And anyway, it was a carp at the session that they photographed according to Don Van Vliet. And he said it really stank up the room. I'm not surprised. But anyway, I'll send that to you if you throw down $25. And God, it's getting hot. Okay, 10 minutes left to go. I mean, I love playing for you, but in order to satisfy the pristine level of noise accrued here. Hey, while I got your attention, check out my old friend Jim Marshall's show. James Marshall, he's my Facebook friend, and he is about the best DJ going. And I first became aware of him because he was broadcasting, he still does, under the name The Hound on WFMU, who are big stalwart supporters of mine, still are. And in the mid-'80s, like after Caroline and I got married, I was given the gift by somebody at the wedding, of which David Johansen played at our wedding party as Buster Poindexter for nothing. Thank you, David. Someone gave me a shower radio that you affix to the wall of your shower on the tile with suction cups that were built into it, and it was an FM radio, and it was waterproof. And many was the joyous Saturday afternoon where I'd be recovering from an all-nighter, let's say, with Caroline that we'd carry on to the wee small hours of sixpence, and then try and sleep fitfully as one tries to do with not much success. And then I'd wake up really hungover, and I'd go into that shower. And by God, if like the Hound wasn't on, well, I was trying to recuperate. And I found what he played on the show and his general vibe and ambience to be a tonic for my soul. It always made me feel better, and I always looked forward to it. So check him out tomorrow from 3 to 5, I believe it is. I posted about it down the timeline, so you'll see a link. You can listen to his show over the internet now, as he and WFMU at a parting of the ways, but I won't dwell on the past. He's a great guy, and so support him, because there's only, Don Van Vliet said famously, there's only 40 people in the world and 8 of them are hamburgers. Okay, let's say in New York there's about 40 people left, and 8 of them are hipsters, and he's one of them. Okay, one of the Genuine article. Okay, enough said. And his partner Gillian McCain has a fantastic website, pleasekillme.com, named after the book of the same name, of which our friend Danny Fields is writ large, with regaling all with the oral history of punk rock as it came to flourish in New York. And they recently published an appreciation I wrote about Peter Green, just about my favorite guitarist. So check that out. It's still up online. I hope it stays up online. And then I guess, all right, that covers the bases. I'm going to turn on the damn air conditioner because I can't stand it. Once I saw Don at my father's place, Don Van Vliet, with the Magic Band, before I joined it. It was around the time of Shiny Beast. Yeah, that is noisy, I know. Oh well. I hope you can still hear me through the Blue Yeti. And it was really hot in the club, and at one point he just stopped the proceedings and said, "It's too hot in here, man. Open the door back there." Nobody reacted. Then he said, "Open the door. Hey, I'll pay the guy $5. Open the door." I like that. I mean, this kind of attitude to reduce show business into its basic constituents so neatly was something that he did with aplomb. And hopefully I followed in his footsteps as being a kind of off-the-cuff entertainer, which is how my friend David Stubbs described me in Melody Maker all those years ago, meeting him at Berlin Independence Days. Enough said. So, all right, so this is for the Hound because I was so fascinated by his show that a couple of years after becoming a stone fan of his broadcast, I was invited to come out there. I'm not sure who introduced us, but I had this friend, Marina Lutz, who is a colorful character in her own right on the music scene here in New York, and a close personal friend of Nick Cave's and some other people. And Marina's a friend of Jim's, and so Marina and I got together, and we went over to Jim's apartment. We all drove out to East Orange, New Jersey, where WFMU was situated at the time. And they were being broadcast out of the basement of a house on the campus there. That's where the station, this fabled free-form independent FM radio station, was situated. And I mean, they go back forever. My friend Bob Fass, who's still on WBAI, I believe, was one of the original DJs in the 60s on there. And Danny Fields had a show, and Danny claims to be the first person to have played Trout Mask Replica on his program because he just got this stuff in the mail and he liked the cover and he threw it on. So good on you, Danny. Anyway, so I went out there, and I went out there with one delay. I just started playing at the old Knitting Factory in New York, and I was feeling my oats. I've been doing a solo show or two, and they were going really well. The first one, they had a line out the door around the block, and in those days, I wasn't so ambitious with the effects. So I had one little delay. I think this is the original delay down here. And I took it out there. And so, Jim gave me a big build-up. And I went out there with my Stratocaster, not this one. And I started to play the next piece as what I was going to play, which is my arrangement of Nino Rota's theme from Casanova, Fellini Casanova. One of my favorite Fellini films starring Donald Sutherland. Of all people. It's a marvelous film, and it's got one of Nino Rota's most trippy and fantastically beautiful scores. You should check out the original music. So I arranged the opening music, which is titled Venezia, pardon my Italian, Venaga Venusia, which is Venice come Venus. And the film opens up with a festival in Venice with the emergence of the statue head. I posted a drawing of that recently. And yeah, anyway. I played it and there was dead air after I played it, and Jim glared at me. I mean, I was not going to play rock and roll on that show. I wasn't really set up to do that. So I don't know, maybe it was apples and oranges, but thanks, Jim, for having me on that show all those years ago. I hope you like this. Here, we'll see you. is it with the full Monty here? We're gonna do this. Now that was the first piece I played solo under my name at the Knitting Factory. And that started the whole ball rolling of my career, actually, as Gary Lucas. I've done other concerts in other venues, not New York. But that was the first one, and I did it on a dare. I did it because a girl dared me to do it. Not you can blame that person, whose name was Grace, funnily enough. Okay, that's all we got time for today. I want to thank people who are watching. I love it so much that you continue to tune in. Pippa Casey, I hope you're having a good time down under. And Richard, happy birthday. I didn't play happy birthday specifically for you, but you know, it's the thought that counts. Turn this thing off here. And please tune in on Tuesday. One of these days I'll put a whole show together of Fellini music by Nino Rota. But until that time, oh yes, Larry Lasker, thanks so much for your nice gesture. It's really appreciated. I gotta turn this off backwards. Thanks so much for tuning in. Big hug. Stay safe. People are still running around out in the West Village without masks. What's wrong with them? Let's just glare at them. I can't really say anything because I don't want to get punched out. But you know how I feel. It ain't safe. No. All right. Enough said. Take care. Bye bye. Finish.